All right. Sorry about that. I guess I've been live for about 10 seconds now. Sorry about that. Having some technical problems. Look like everything is good now. Good morning to everyone. And afternoon, evening for people in other parts of the world. I still believe it's morning time everywhere in the United States. Hope y'all had a fun Friday, and hope your entire weekend is constructive. We are back in the lab as far as this nuttery is concerned. I want to sort of chop up my videos, make them a little shorter for a little while. It won't be permanent, but I do understand a lot of people prefer shorter videos, and sometimes shorter videos are better. They're better for that crowd of people who are more receptive to shorter videos. Like, hey, get to the point, stop wasting time. So let's get into it, and I will be back sooner than later, and I will also be chatting with the members here shortly. But this woman got her thumb bitten off. Shout out to everybody's in the room. Mr. Payne in the building. Good morning. Sunny day. This woman is a barber, and she got her thumb bitten off. Let's check out the news report.
Now at 7:30 this morning, and on just one station, a woman hurt and hospitalized after a gruesome attack by an...
Look at that, man. Just a trail of blood. A trail of blood. Let's see if they minimize this problem like they always do.
Animal. The neighbor's dog make...
Now, let's rewind it. Let's rewind it. Let's go full screen. All right, let's get comfortable this morning.
Now at 7:30 this morning, and on just one station, a woman hurt and hospitalized after a gruesome attack by an animal.
Why? Why did you just refer to that pit bull, that bully breed? Why'd you just refer to that dog as animal? You expect us to accept that type of speech as normal? No, it is not going to fly. We see the propaganda. We see the pattern here in places when it's totally unnecessary and really unwarranted, illogical, unreasonable. You refer to dogs as animals because they're not animals. And you're desperately trying to place dogs in some department of nature. I don't think so.
Now at 7:30 this morning, and on just one station, a woman hurt and hospitalized after a gruesome attack by an animal. The neighbor's dog making its way onto her property and leaving her with some bad bites.
The neighbor's dog. Once again, these people are horrible for the community. They terrorize communities. This is fact that I'm simply pointing out. This is not propaganda on my part. Why are the captions on here? Now, before I go on, I forgot to point this out. Y'all notice this took place in Miami-Dade, Florida. Miami-Dade, they were recently in the news where they decided to lift their pit bull ban. And I believe it was a ban on all bully breed types, but they lifted it. And since they lifted it, I've reported on more than one dog attack by a bully breed. Okay?
He spoke exclusively to 7's Jessica Holly about that terrifying experience.
It's just puncture wounds everywhere.
A woman attacked by a neighbor's dog.
He tore my tendons and he tore my muscles.
Ra Tapale says the dog also bit off the top half of her left thumb.
The whole thumbnail up to the knuckle. I tried to like grab his collar, but he ended up latching onto my arm and he just locked on. He didn't want to let go.
Okay, nutters, are y'all trying to tell us that this woman did something to provoke this dog? Keep in mind, the dog came over to her property. She was on her own property. Now that just kills your whole case. If you go onto someone else's property and you attack them, there is no way possible in court that you could argue that it was in self-defense. It's not even possible. But I assume y'all don't want to have this discussion, right? You don't want to talk about, whether or not it was provoked. Yeah, we're going to have this discussion. We're going to have this discussion after every attack. We're going to point out whether or not it was provoked. Y'all going to hear me 1,000 times, thousands of times say that it was unprovoked.
A lot of blood, you know?
The gruesome attack leaving a trail of blood in the 9500 block of Northwest 3rd Avenue in Northwest Miami-Dade after a dog pushed its way under a fence behind the home of Michael Rodriguez.
Pushed its way under a fence. What have I said thousands of times? These things manipulate restraints and barriers, which is why they should be banned. And as soon as they get free, as soon as they escape, the first thing they do is look for someone to attack. There's nothing natural, nothing normal about that. There's nothing acceptable about that. People, this is serious what we do. A lot of you may think that my work here is redundant. Far from it. Let me show y'all something. Let's digress briefly. We'll come right back to this. Okay, actually, yeah. Let's go to the PowerPoint. I want to show y'all something real quick. Our following is small right now. And I'm talking about myself as well as all of the other content creators. We have a relatively small following right now. But I believe that is temporary. That in the future, soon in the future, we will have a fairly large following. And there are certain hurdles we have to get over before we demand attention from the mainstream. One of those hurdles that I'm looking forward to is our topics, our discussions trending on Twitter. It doesn't take that much. If you have 1,800, 1,500 tweets on Twitter, they will put you in the trending column. Here you see Alex Jones was right. 1,868 tweets. The goal here is to, whatever topic we want, to get things trending, not only on Twitter, but everywhere on social media. And if we have a healthy following, we can simply do that. I know a lot of people, you're not very active on Twitter. I'm guilty of that as well. I went very long stretches where I was not active on Twitter. And right now I'm getting into the habit of utilizing Twitter more often. But Twitter is a very important platform. When things are trending, there's a very good chance that major media outlets will cover those subjects. So if you get around to it and it's not in too much trouble, make a Twitter account if you haven't already, and follow all of the anti-dog platforms. Dogsbite.org has a Twitter. Pitbull Victim Awareness has a Twitter. Right? It is quite important. In every tweet, it has to be only so long. So it forces people to be very lucid, straight to the point, and very clear, right? So we are making a change. We're not just getting up here going over dog attack stories for entertainment purposes. Okay, there is a mission here. We will accomplish that mission. I have all the confidence in the world in the anti-dog crowd, in the Crusaders. And I'm going to actually make a video where I talk about exactly why I decided to refer to the anti-dog community as Crusaders. Some people were wondering.
So the dog made its way through here. It's the third time that's happened.
The third time. And because we view dogs as a minor thing, because we don't take them seriously, it was able to happen 3 times. Okay? We have to take this threat seriously. This woman could have been badly hurt. Already, this was her thumb. She's a barber. This could hurt her career.
He says he drove up to find the dog latched onto his cousin.
Her back was pinned against the wall, and the dog was attached to her forearm.
Eventually, the owner of the dog jumped the fence and was able to get the dog away from her.
There was such thick blood covered on her arms that all I could just see was just complete blood on both sides.
This is video of the dog just after the attack. The owner surrendering the male American bulldog to Miami-Dade Animal Services. The agency telling 7, in the interest of public safety, the dog was humanely euthanized. As for Ra-Ra...
No, in the interest of public safety, remove them from society. You know it's only a matter of time before another story like this or worse surfaces. So stop playing games, stop being irresponsible, stop creating a dangerous environment. Just allowing dogs in society, you are doing the same thing as a unprofessional coworker who creates a hostile environment everywhere they go. That's really against policy to create a hostile work environment. Here, dogs create a deadly environment.
She remains in the hospital, worried about the impact the injuries to her arms and hands will have on her career.
Banged me up pretty good.
She's an artist and a barber. Her work featured on her Instagram page.
It's a cold world, even in...
Now, I really take offense to this, man. I really take offense to this. This woman has my full support. I admire people who are independent, who are trying to live on their own business, start their own business. And this woman is now out of work, guaranteed to be out of work for a while, with her thumb being bitten off. And to simply euthanize this worthless mutant is not enough.
Featured on her Instagram page.
It's a cold world, even in the summer, dog.
Pretty much that's my life. It's like my passion. And yeah, he took about 3 months of my life just now.
Now look at here. Look at here, young lady. I don't know if you're a dog lover or not. I hope you're not. But if you are, you need to reevaluate your value for dogs. And you need to be a crusade. All of you victims, you need to stop playing games. It should wake you up. Things like this should cause you to snap out of it and become a crusader. There's no excuse at this point.
Where I won't be able to do that.
Ra-Ra will likely be out of work for months. If you would like to help
Months.
with living expenses and medical expenses, we have a link to our GoFundMe page on our website. Just go to WSVN.com.
That's terrible. That's terrible. Okay. They didn't even provide a link. Did they provide a link? I'd like to know if this person is a dog lover. Because if this is a dog lover or dog owner, listen here. You know, I'm reluctant to support I need people who are against things like this happening to other people. It happened to you. It could happen to a child the next time. I demand, I expect you to at least say that. You should at least wake up to that point or extent. So I don't know what's her name. They say it Ra Blends. I'm gonna look into this young lady, and I'm gonna do my best to find out if she is a dog lover. I believe I found. Okay, I don't. She doesn't have an Instagram. Okay, we'll check that out later. At another time. Horrible, horrible story. What does she say here? Blah, blah. Okay, that doesn't really tell us much. Crazy stuff, man. Sitting at home, minding her own business, not provoking anyone, not attacking anyone, nothing like that. All you dog lovers know full well that she did not do anything to provoke this dog. You all know it. Okay? And it's time for you to stop putting out that lie. It's past time for you to stop putting out that lie. That dogs are always provoked. That's a very dangerous and debilitating lie that keeps people uninformed, unaware, and it causes them to fail to react to dogs in society properly. These lies got to go. They have to go. Now, another story that took place a couple days ago that infuriated me is this right here, where a 4-year-old was attacked. Now, I got to be careful as I show this, so bear with me. Let's see if I can expand the size here. Okay, I can't. Okay, just bear with me.
A 4-year-old boy is in the ICU after being attacked by a dog. He may owe his life to the actions of his 15-year-old babysitter. Although his injuries are severe, his family says that he is a fighter. KPRC2's Andy Sirota is outside.
Oh, see, this is what I don't like, people. Stop calling this child a fighter. Stop that. He's a victim. All he's doing is trying to recover from his wounds. He don't have no choice but to live. What do you expect him to do? Commit suicide? I don't like that because they try to put that narrative as the highlight of the story, as if we have nothing else to be concerned about.
His life to the actions.
We have to be concerned about his safety and all other 4-year-olds, all other children's safety. That's our responsibility.
Of his 15-year-old babysitter. Although his injuries are severe, his family says that he is a fighter. KPRC2's Andy Sirota is outside the hospital where he's being treated. And Andy, how is the boy doing right now?
Keith, Carson, Neal may be...
And you, Andy, I have a problem with you too. And I'm going to talk about you as well. I might make a different video. Award-winning journalist, adventure seeker, explorer, and dog lover. And this is the guy that's reporting on a dog attack right now. Pay close attention to this propaganda.
In the hospital here for at least 2 more weeks. His dad says the 4-year-old may need speech therapy because of the severe injury he sustained just below his ear, right along the jawline.
This was attempted murder. I cannot accept attempted murders against 4-year-olds. However that's made possible, it needs to stop.
Very strong and brave.
Okay, here he goes.
Ear right along the jaw.
Here's the dad. You're about to hear the dad.
Line.
Very strong and brave.
Carson Neal
called the child very strong and brave. Cut that out. Cut that out. You're helping them to try to make that narrative the one and only important thing of this story. I need people, stop assisting these people in their propaganda.
Neal is your typical 4-year-old.
Here we go again.
Strong and brave.
Carson Neal is your typical 4-year-old. He loves ice cream and surprises. A stark contrast to how the little boy looked 2 days.
There is no reason to say stuff like that.
A stark contrast to how the
that a 4-year-old is a typical 4-year-old. They're all a typical 4-year-old. They're truly innocent. Unlike dogs.
Loves ice cream and surprises. A stark contrast to how the little boy looked 2 days ago, moments after a dog got loose and attacked him.
I had to scroll down, people. I don't want to show that because YouTube has their policy. I don't want them disabling comments, the comment section of this video.
While he was walking with his 15-year-old babysitter and her 7-year-old brother in a neighborhood in Fresno.
He was like, the dog was big, Dad. The dog was big and black, and he drugged me. He's scared of dogs. So, like, I think, you know, they was trying to run, but he froze, because he told me he froze. And he's like, I kind of froze, Dad.
The attack was so brutal, the 4-year-old needed stitches in his head, back, and arm, and 2 surgeries, including one to repair nerve damage between his ear and jaw. Carson remains in the ICU because of spinal fluid that's leaking from a small puncture on the back of his head.
Okay. Spinal fluid is leaking from this child because of a bite in the back of the head. There's nothing minor about this.
I haven't seen a tear come out of his eye. I think we've cried more than him.
Carson's parents credit their son's 15-year-old babysitter for how she responded. Instead of running away, she stayed with the 4-year-old and tried grabbing the dog by its collar while screaming for help.
Like, she bravely tried to fight off the dog. And
you see, the father is assisting these nutters in pushing a story of heroism as the only thing people need to be concerned about. That is not the highlight of this story. How heroic. Yes, you should mention if someone did something brave. But the problem here is dogs. The presence of dogs in society. Y'all not going to treat dogs in society as if dogs should be or have a right to be in our society. No, that is the cause of the problem. That's where the problem started. When someone somewhere was allowed to go to a shelter and adopt a dog.
And, you know, she never left him. So we couldn't have asked for anything other than what she did.
No, yeah, maybe you,
no,
of course, man.
Like,
stop trying to make it unusual when people do something like that. Protect a 4-year-old. I want to hear discussions about the legality of dogs. And a big problem is that some of these parents whose child been attacked, some of them own dogs themselves.
Bravely tried to fight off the dog, and you know, she never left him. So we couldn't have asked for anything other than what she did.
The owner eventually pulled the dog off of him.
You can ask that bully breeds be banned. After every attack, these people, there should be a discussion somewhere about banning these things.
His dad says in spite of how his son looks right now,
he's in good health and good spirit. We're grateful.
He said he's in good health, good spirits, and we're grateful. Grateful for what? What in the world do you have to be grateful for? Let's finish this.
Carson's dad says it's his understanding that the dog's owner has taken full responsibility for what happened and had the animal euthanized.
Like, okay, so here you go. The owner was being responsible and had that particular dog euthanized. But all the rest of the dogs are still here. And we're not going to regulate them. We're not going to put restrictions on who can own them. No, we're going to continue to treat dogs like family, which is the cause of this boy being attacked. See, this is what they try to avoid. They want to avoid the fact that they, as a dog lover community, is the sole cause of attacks. Heinous, evil, sick attacks like this, where 4-year-olds, 3-year-olds, infants get stabbed to death, get stabbed repeatedly, are bled. This should never happen. Do y'all not understand that? Do you not have at least that much humanity in your heart, where you don't understand the fact that under no circumstances should we take part in activities that we knowingly can lead to the torture and death of children of all ages? So if you co-sign this dog nutter culture, I'm sorry, you are a sick individual. Sick individual. And that includes you, Andy. Andy. Let's take a look at Andy. Oh, look at this happy nutter. I sent you a tweet, Andy. Told you I was going to talk about you. Award-winning journalist, adventure seeker, explorer, dog lover. Oh boy. You took part in piecing together this bit of propaganda. You were the writer of this article. And you failed to share statistics on dog attacks. You failed to mention that these things should be banned, that at least bully breeds should be banned. You failed to talk about how we need to reevaluate our priorities. And that's all this is. Our priorities right now are no different than what they were in the 1800s. Our attitude, the way we view dogs, has not really changed from that point in time. The only way it's changed is that it's gotten worse. It's gotten stronger. Most other things that existed in the 1800s have evolved or been eliminated. This is the one thing that should have been eliminated. And once again, as always, this attack was unprovoked. It was unprovoked. This 4-year-old was walking with his 15-year-old babysitter and her 7-year-old brother. Now, what do you see in this scenario? That the dog went after the smallest human. The dog went after the 4-year-old. How many times have we seen that? Dog will run right past adults. The same thing happened here. They will run right past adults and go after the most vulnerable target. What does that mean? Dogs are child predators. Say it with me. child predators. Y'all gonna have to face the music, nutters. And I'm gonna point this out after every attack. Y'all see what I mean? It's a disservice to the public to not include the things that I'm pointing out in these articles. You're failing the people. Failing the people. But we're going to help you to clean up your act. Okay, where's this guy? Got a Twitter, Facebook. Yeah, I sent him a message. He don't want no problems. What is this? Yeah, they left out the dog breed. Derek Smith pointed out that they left out the dog breed. Just had a man being chased by a pit bull. In March, a kid in Baytown was killed and people were still defending how nice they are. Now listen, sometimes you might hear me saying or praising, co-signing with statements like this, even if they come from dog lovers. You know, if you want pit bulls banned, at least we are on the same page with pit bulls. Yeah, this is very serious. Bless him. Interested. Thank God for the babysitter's bravery. I pray that the owner of the dog sticks to their word, takes full responsibility, truly euthanize the dog, because if it attacks an innocent child once, there's no doubt to do it again. Glad the baby's in good spirit. Parents, count this as truly a blessing, okay? Teresa Jones, please, you sound like a thoughtful woman. Next time you make a post like this, please point out that these things need to be banned. Bully breeds need to be banned everywhere. Okay? Yeah, somebody pointed out that the child was terrified of dogs and that they don't blame the child for being terrified of dogs. That's a very good, it's a very important comment. Important comment. He said, I don't blame this youngster for being terrified of dogs. You can't trust them. Dog can turn on you in a heartbeat. They are dangerous. And more stray dogs need to be taken off the streets. Absolutely. Okay, I can't give him a thumbs up. Okay, let's get out of here. Okay, there we go. I always like to check out the comments people leave on these articles. And big shout out to everybody who leaves comments on articles like this. Any chance you get, they have a comment section. You're able to leave a comment. Please do leave a comment. Now, Rough said, sad to say that dog needs to be put down. No, it's not sad to say. I'm glad to say. And the same can be said about each and every bully breed on the planet. Let's hope that actually happens a lot sooner than later. Y'all know it's very difficult for me to make a short video. I babble a lot. I just, once I get going, it's hard for me to stop. But I got to pump the brakes because I got so much more work or stories to cover here. A lot of things I want to talk about. Yeah, most definitely. Shout out to everybody who's able to join me this morning. I will be back very, very soon. Kittens, good morning, everybody. Good to see. And all the newer people, shout out to you all. Somebody named Mutt Nuts Rehab. All right, shout out to you. I like that name. Right? Atlas, I see you. Eric in the building. Annabelle, good to see you this morning. What else we got in here? It's Written, shout out to you. We Hate Dogs in the building. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to We Hate Dogs as well. ABQ, I see you. Hope everybody's doing all right this morning. And it is my pleasure to chop it up with you all. And I will be back very soon as we continue with this crusade.